All right, big question is going up for debate. Who should the Lions keep if it's down to these two? Romeo Okwara in free agency, which he is a free agent, and Kenny Golladay, he's a free agent. Now, there are some scenarios in which they can keep both. Let's talk about it. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button. Best way to donate is to share the video. Appreciate the love, support. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist for more videos like this. And, they could keep both. We'll get to those scenarios a little bit later in the video. But if you had to ask me player for player, it'd be Golladay. But also, other things going to it. A lot of fans feel like Golladay quit on the team and he want to put forth the effort. But when you've been playing on a discount for 4 years and they don't want to pay your money, and you see how they treat their players with seniority, like Darius Slay and Dominican Sue, so on. Can you be mad at Kenny Golladay for not wanting to play when you've been playing on a discount since you got here? You can't be mad at him. But a lot of fans, they sit there and get mad at the players. They get mad at the coaches. They get mad at other fans. They get mad at everybody else, but they never get mad at ownership. All right, Kenny Golladay should have the bag. They gave Damon Harrison the bag. He quit, and also he quit from the Seattle Seahawks. Look up that story. He won his money, and I can't knock no man that done the job and he overdid the job and he won his money. So for Kenny Golladay, it's probably a win-win situation. He can go somewhere else and get some money. Probably if he would have balled out this year and caught 12, 13, 15 touchdowns, he probably would have got more money. But really, his future is determined on, his financial future is determined on, how good of receivers coming out this year. Okay, he can come back to Detroit, which he said he wants to be here, and come back on a deal cheaper than what he thought. And it kind of takes you back to how Detroit Lions got Golden Tate. Now, how they got Golden Tate is because, obviously a snowstorm and he made him stuck in Detroit, but that wasn't the case. That wasn't just the whole case. The thing with Golden Tate was that he was coming out in free agency from Seattle after allegedly banging Russell Wilson's wife and basically getting pushed out of Seattle. He was coming out of a time where it was stacked at receiver coming out of the draft. You had Sammy Watkins, Mike Evans, Juice Landry, Odell Beckham. It was a really stacked draft in which the Lions, it was a lot of rumors the Lions was going to jump up and trade for Sammy Watkins, which wouldn't have been a great choice, but it was some other receivers in that draft too. And basically, his price got ran down due to the receivers that was coming out of the draft in that year. So that's how we got him. The Lions don't never go out there and overpay for nobody. Not in free agency that matter unless they old. So that's how we ended up with Golden Tate. So for Kenny Golladay, his financial is going to be basically where does he rank on the receiver scale coming out of free agency, and how great a receiver class coming out. But also, Baltimore can use him. That's a huge team that can use him. Philadelphia can use him going forward. It all depends where he want to go. Larry Fitzgerald retiring. I don't know if Arizona want to kind of match up DeAndre Hopkins. He just got record money. Kenny Golladay. It's just a lot of places that which he can end up. Indianapolis, the 49ers. They got a couple good receivers. They ain't got one like him. So really, in every situation, he can end up in a great situation. Buffalo can get him. I believe him, Diggs, and Cole Beasley would be nice. New England looking for a receiver. It's a ton of teams that can use a receiver. The football team can use Matthew Stafford and Kenny Golladay. So who knows what exactly can happen. Jacksonville might pay him. He got options for sure. Houston looking for a big body receiver. He can end up with Houston versus Deshaun Watson, but my feeling is if they don't overpay for Kenny Golladay, the chances is he going to take less money somewhere else or the same money and go somewhere else. Now, is it imperative that we keep him for the future? It's only imperative. I don't know what he barking at. Yeah, my bad. I don't know what he's barking at. But, it's not imperative. It's only becoming imperative, or if y'all don't know what that means, a must to keep Golladay if you keep Matthew Stafford and you don't bring back Amendola and or Jones, okay? Because if you say, I'm going to bring back Amendola and Jones, you can pay Jones, but let's keep it real. Jones is an aging receiver. He had some moments this year at the end, but to be honest, the Lions need a completely different receiving core. They need guys that can get up and stretch the field. And Golladay is the only one worth keeping that can start. And the Quintez Cephas is not a starter in this league, not yet. But, my whole thing is they ain't got to keep him. But if you're going to keep Matthew Stafford, If they don't keep Matthew Stafford, you probably want to keep Golladay, and he showed his worth. But moving on to Romeo Okwara, he gonna be cheaper. He had one good year. I mean, Shaquille Beard had a great year, and he got a franchise tagged, and he didn't have the same year this year. You know, and don't forget, Shaq Beard, basically, he played behind, you know, Von Miller and I think DeMarcus Ware in Denver, and he must have picked up on something. But, you know, you can franchise Romeo Okwara if you want to, and that's cool. But he had one good year. Don't forget, you got his brother Julian coming back. And I think if the money is close enough to good enough for him and somebody don't overpay him outside the Lions, he would love to want to come back and play with his brother. And I think his brother is going to make an impact next year. I don't think he fully recovered from his broken foot. And people forget the Lions drafted him, you know, coming off, a broken fibula leg. And don't forget, they drafted Tavai coming off an injury and this, that, and the third. So they drafted a lot of dudes and brought a lot of dudes coming in off injury, Trey Flowers and so on. But, you know, I would love to keep Romeo. Romeo went undrafted. He was born in Lagos, Nigeria. His brother was born in the UK, but athletic guy, can get off the ball. The Lions can't afford to give away no pass rush. But my thing is, if they going to build it from the bottom and try to get it to the top, then cool. If they want to kind of rush it together and try to put something together for Matthew Stafford, cool. He fits every scenario, and I think he's going to work hard, and he's going to come back even better next year. And it's not going to be no real drop-off this year as far as effort. And maybe even Saxon won't be no drop-off. So I love Romeo. If you ask me which one I had to keep, you know, if I had a chance to say you can keep one, to be honest, I'm going to keep the consistent and the superior player in Kenny Golladay. People say, well, he's always injured and this, that. Hey, I'm a little injured when you don't give me my money. But I think Golladay is the more, you know, the better player. But I love to keep both of them. I mean, you can franchise Golladay and sign Romeo. You can keep Romeo and sign Golladay. You know, you got a lot of scenarios, but to be honest, I think they're going to let Golladay walk. They didn't pay him at all. They're going to let him walk for nothing. And, you know, they may let Romeo walk. Who knows? You know? So, you know, they say, well, we paying Trey Flowers and this, that, and the third. This team is so bad in the front seven. They bad in general. They bad in the front seven. You know, so they can afford to lose Romeo and not pay him. You know, we played Trey Flowers, this, that, and the third. So he would love to keep both. But if they bring back Stafford, it makes no sense not to bring back both. All right, that's what I'm trying to say. If you bring back Stafford, then, you know, you got to bring back both. You come in with a rookie and y'all starting from the bottom, which is cool. You don't have to bring back both. But think about this receiving core is trash. I argued with somebody in the beginning of the season saying, well, they should have paid Taylor Decker before Golladay. And obviously Decker got a cheaper bag than what Golladay asked him for and probably going to get. And our receiving core is stacked. And look at it this year. It's terrible. And then some of these people got a facade that the line ain't good. The line is good. It's just that it suffered some injuries where they had to shuffle some things up. Jonah Jackson had to flip from left to right. You know what I'm saying? And Hightower got injured. He was supposed to be the right tackle. He slid the guard and he still was injured. And Crosby got injured. The line is pretty good. You know, you got three great players from center to the left. And then also if Hightower come back and be a good right guard or right tackle, you good. I mean, you're really going to the draft looking for depth and probably looking for a starting caliber right tackle. So, you know, people telling fairy tales about the line. The quarterback just garbage. All right, everybody want to talk about, oh, he's better than Lions. What about all these fucking critical picks that he threw? They could have made the playoffs if he didn't throw the picks in Minnesota in the red zone. All right, he can't go point for point. Nobody. It's been time to move on. And to be honest, I'd rather move on from Stafford before I move on to from these two, man. And for real, they ain't the problem. Matthew Stafford has been the problem for the last 13 years, getting injured in the beginning, throwing picks, not being able to read defenses. People forget Joe Lombardi said that he was stupid and didn't know how to read defenses and pick up on the playbook. Let's not forget that Matthew Stafford, from Nate Burleson to Calvin Johnson to Golden Tate to Backus, Raiola to Frank Ragnow, Taylor Decker, Riley Reif, he's been the one guy that's still been driving the ship. All right, if you ask me, Stafford, these two, give me these two. Stafford or Romeo, give me Romeo. Stafford or Golladay, give me Golladay. It's been time to move on. It's been time to kind of start prepping another quarterback behind Matthew Stafford. But it is what it is. If you ask me out the two off of talent, I'll take Golladay. Off of, you know, strictly getting the value for the deal, it's probably going to be Romeo. But let me know what you guys think. Don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can reach out if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video request, or just want to chop it up. Hit me up. We want to advertise your business on the channel. Want to make a donation to the channel. I do appreciate that. Cash App, CJ Good 313. That's in the description. PayPal link in the description. Best way to donate, personally, share the video, hit that subscribe button, bell icon button. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section one time for the one time we go.